Alright guys, so today we are here in Ascaya. If you guys don't know anything about Ascaya, this is where the elite of the elite. If you got money, if you're a baller, this is where you want to be. So we got this beautiful, amazing home that we're going to be touring today, and I really want to show you guys this property. Come on, let's go. First thing that I've noticed as soon as we walked up here, modern style living, unbelievable. You got some beautiful, nice cladding. And let me show you this entryway right here. You've got nice little foyer, whatever you want to call it. You got some river rock. And take a look at these windows and all this stack stone, which is unbelievably crazy. Darren, how you doing,
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Good.
Good seeing you.
Guys, this is Darren Marquez, right?
Yep, Marquez, yep.
Marquez. And what company are you with?
With Huntington and Ellis.
Huntington and Ellis.
Yep.
So this is actually his listing, and he's going to show us around. He's going to show us exactly what's going on with this property, because this guy knows everything about this property and this community. So I want to start off with this community first, okay? Sure. When was it built, and what is all the hype about Ascaya?
So it's a pretty interesting story. The land was purchased back in 1998.
Okay.
For $3 million by Dr. Henry Chang. He's a large developer. Actually, a lot of people are familiar with the product, the Rosewood Hotels. Okay. That's actually a brand that he owns. And so they purchased the land back in the late 90s, tried to decide what they were going to do with it, went through a lot of different variations. 2004, they started excavation when they once decided that, okay, we're going to do desert contemporary architecture in this community, all view lots. And so they started to excavate. Pretty cool, interesting fact was that it was the largest excavation site in the United States for 5 years. So 2004 to 2009. And another interesting thing was that the city would not allow them to bring rock out or in. So everything had to be repurposed on site. So that's actually where all the walls come from. A lot of people think that they're retaining walls. There's only about 15% of them that are retaining walls. Oh, wow. The rest are all decorative because they had to do something with the rock. And so they did that 2004, 2009. They opened in 2009 for about 4 months. And as we all know, 2009 was not the best year to sell $1 million lots. And so they shut the community down. They told everybody, hey, we're going to give you your money back. And they shut the community down for 5 years and maintained it for 5 years. Wow. And then that's when I came on board here at Ascaya in 2014. They said, hey, we're ready to open it up and get back to market. And so we opened up in September of 2014. And then just started growing from there.
And how many lots were there?
There's 313 custom home sites. That's the one thing that's great about this community is it's 100% exclusively custom homes. There's no track homes or anything in here. The clubhouse that you saw, there's no public fees or anything like that to come as a public citizen to come in there. It's all completely private for the residents here. So.
I think this is the only community right now in the valley that just has all modern homes. Nothing traditional whatsoever.
No, and you won't see it. Yeah. You won't see it. And their design guidelines are all desert contemporary is what they like to call it. But yeah, you start to see a lot of variations of modern, some more contemporary stuff. But that's what's going to be the mainstay in here. Okay.
So the main focus is actually this house. Let's talk about this house.
Sure.
Square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms.
Yep. So we're just under 6,100 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 5 bath. It's got a 1,000 square foot garage, 4-car garage. One thing you'll notice when you come in here, and most people make comment to this, is the home has kind of a coastal feel to it, like you're in Newport or Huntington. And there's a reason behind that, is because the architect that they hired is one of the top architects out of Newport. Okay. And so they came in, designed the home. You've got white oak floors, 14-foot ceilings in here. One of my favorite features that really warms the house up is the rake stone and the wood ceilings that they have in here. And then I think what's really cool is you'll see on the exterior stone what they did outside. Yeah. Is they actually carried it through so that it blends right in with those walls out there. So that was all on purpose there.
Well, what's nice about this is it makes it like it's a part of the home. You're living indoor, outdoor living type. So
totally.
I do like that.
And as you know, in the last few years, I mean, that's become, or probably over the last 10 years, that indoor, outdoor living's become really popular. Also, the way that the great room areas and stuff like this are set up You don't see the traditional dining room anymore, or formal dining room, and everything's really open for entertaining. And then, of course, they've got the 50-foot pocketing doors along the back.
Okay.
And then this is their, I guess you'd call it this like game room / library / wine room, bar area. They've got a beautiful bar set up here with quartzite countertops that they did a really great job on. They've got a built-in wine chiller, all temperature controlled. And then, you got the nice little seating area and everything over here, which is really cool.
I love the fact that you have all this windows from floor to ceiling, brings in a lot of light.
Yep.
And just attention to detail, just stuff like this. You have this wall right here, and they're actually adding stone.
Yeah.
Some places won't even add stone because it's just attention to details that I see that I really pick up on, so I do like that.
Yep.
And another thing that I've noticed is that with the grills,
air
conditioning grills,
all linear,
which is really nice. Gives you that modern look versus that standard square look.
Exactly.
And I think some of the builders or some of the owners that build these homes, they'll cut costs in certain areas, and these are the kind of things that that really pique my interest. So I do like that.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I mean that's a huge cost difference.
Yeah,
and I'm happy you pointed that out because you can really tell the difference between kind of what I like to call a value engineered spec home, where you'll see the traditional like accordion type vents versus these linear vents, which are much more expensive. And then he's got the Corten still throughout on this right above the doors there. Obviously, that's a added cost, but he did a really great job on this. And again, when I was talking to the architect and the designer, so all the colors in here, they represent different areas of the coastal area. So the wood is representative of like the sand, the green, obviously the greenery there. You'll see hints of blue all throughout, which represents the water.
That's cool.
So that's why it gives you that really great feeling. And then of course, we've got our equivalent of the ocean view here.
So let's talk about this kitchen. What's going on with this kitchen here?
So this is awesome the way he set it up, man, because, most people in a home like this, they don't want this to be a mess out here, right? Yeah. And so this is kind of like their presentation area. Okay. And so obviously he's got the black appliances and everything, decor all throughout, quartzite countertops. And then what I like that they did here is what they call a dirty kitchen. Yeah. So they put the dirty kitchen back here. So if you've got, family over for holidays, you're doing a big party, something like that, you can do all your cooking and everything back here. Also, if you have catering or something like that coming, what he did is they could actually pull up here on the side where the driveway is and then be able to come in right through the side door without interrupting the party or anything like that. They've got easy access in and out of here, which is
a great
really
idea.
Nice.
That was well thought out. I actually really like that.
Yep. You don't see this in a lot of homes. I only saw it in one other home in here where they had the kitchen itself, like the main area was kind of hidden. And then they had that presentation kitchen out there. And then of course the Miele espresso maker, which everybody has to have in their house. That's an important tool.
Oh, one thing I noticed too is on the baseboards, take a look at this. The drywall, and this is probably the level 5 finishing on the drywall here. I love how smooth this is with this rip right here. This is actually really cool. It's just those little attention to details that really pique my interest. I love that. And
you're starting to see that a lot more common in these higher end homes where they don't have the baseboard that's sitting out anymore. It's flush with the wall. So, and then man, you got these great views here at Ascaya. So the nice thing you see here is that you know what's in front of you. You're not going to have any obstruction here. Yeah. And you've got your pool and everything. You can hang out, still check out the incredible views. The one thing I always point out to people about Vegas is, especially when they were coming up here and they'd preview the lots, the first thing they come here for is obviously the strip view. But the unexpected is the mountain views. Yes. And that's what people really, really fall in love with is the mountain views here because that never gets old. So
now we have these pocket doors here.
Yep.
How long are these pocket doors?
50 feet in length total. So you've got 30 on the first panel and 20 on the second.
Okay. And what's nice about this, a lot of your sun exposure is coming on this side, so you're bringing in a lot of light.
And that's an interesting, I'm glad you brought that up. So one of the things that Ascaya requires in their design process, so one, they have a very strict design process here in the community, so to ensure that every home that's built here is just unbelievable. Secondly, is that they also require during the design period and review period that the architect provides a shading study and a wind study so that they can ensure that the home is designed the right way to protect from the sun as much as possible. So even in the summer with this overhang that you have here, the way the sun is coming down and right when it about hits the mountains, it's starting to go away. So you never have that direct sunlight coming into the home. And then the same with the way that the home is positioned. you're never getting pelted by the wind, even when it's really windy. I mean, of course, you're still going to get the wind up here, but not like you would if it wasn't designed properly.
So this main living area, what's going on here? There's a lot of cladding, a lot of stone, beautiful fireplace.
So you've got nice built-in direct vent fireplace, linear there, so that will actually generate heat. Most people in this market, they're used to gas fireplaces that put off no heat at all. The way that these are built will actually generate and put out heat. And then again, you know, they've designed everything to kind of fit in, but still give you little spaces. So again, if you're an entertainer and you've got having a lot of parties, there's all these different little areas that people can break off into. So
coming back to the main entryway here, this is where we talked about that stone that was going all the way across.
Yep.
I do like the frame for the windows too as well, where it's steel.
Yep.
So let's talk about this area, because as soon as I walk in, first thing I'm like, wow, this thing is unbelievable.
Got the wow factor.
Yes, it literally pushes you right in.
Yep.
Explain what's going on here. There's so much here.
So definitely that was purposeful. I mean, number one, you saw they have the gate that blocks it. So from the street, you maintain privacy with the glass doors here in the front. And then you have this really nice courtyard and presentation as you come in with the water and the plants and everything. But then, of course, you walk into this, and this is your wow factor. Yeah. This is what sells a home when people walk into it, because this is what they're buying up here for. They're buying for these views. And so you've got these cool little sandstone steps that go out, and then you've got a nice seating area there. You've got heating units up there overhead so that you can sit out there even on a chilly day like this, and still it's going to be nice and warm out there. So I really love this. Is a really cool feature of the home that you can still use even during the winter time. So you're sitting out by the pool.
And it just seems like you just got openings and just windows all over the place. I mean, there's so much light that's coming through this house, which is unbelievable. And for me, for a custom home, I like homes with a lot of light.
Yep.
And a lot of people, when they build homes, this is where they cut the cost by not adding lights. So this is my pet. Exactly, that's my pet peeve.
And you're right, man, because honestly, that's one of the biggest comments I always get in showing these homes is if somebody walks in and there's not enough natural light. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how much of a deal killer that is. I've had people literally turn around and walk back out and just say, the house is too dark for me. So having all this natural light coming in, I mean, it's such a benefit and added feature to the home. So,
Darren, so what's down on this side here?
So we'll take you down this way. Okay. I like the way that he designed this as well, because the way that it's set up, so this is all your living quarters over here. You've got 4 bedrooms on this side. One was originally going to be the office. So it could be converted to the 4th bedroom. Yeah. And then we'll head this way first. Okay. You want to save the primary for the last?
Yes.
Okay. So
we're going to save the best for the last.
The best for the last. Okay. So I like what he did here, especially if you have a family, right? Okay. He's got kind of this gathering space on this side of the home that, you know, it's nighttime, you're shutting down, kids are getting ready for bed. They can crash and hang out here until it's time to go to bed. You could have a TV and all that stuff set up. But you've got this nice little gathering space here outside of each of the 4 rooms on this side. Yeah. And then again, still tons of natural light. You'll see down the hallway there that they added some skylights. And then you've got the laundry room on this side, which is important to service these 4 bedrooms. And I'm going to show you something from this side in the laundry room that when we get to the primary, I'll be able to point it out. But this is actually the hamper. This carries through into the primary closet. And so I'll show you that when we're on the flip side there.
I think that's a good idea, because this room is not as big. Yeah. Typically, if you had a pocket door, you would lose more closet space.
Exactly. Yep.
So that was actually a pretty cool concept if you think about it.
And you don't have to haul all your clothes all the way around. Yep. So just take them right through. And then this is set up for 2 side-by-side stacked washer and dryers. So you could have 2 washers, 2 dryers in here, which is nice. And again, really focused on the natural lighting.
Love that.
Yeah. And then I'll take you out this way. Let me show you a couple of the bedrooms and the way that he's got them set up. He's got this nice little side area. Again, if somebody's got pets, they could create a dog run or something down the side. But the home also has this like hotel feel to it, you know. And each room, what I like is, you know, sometimes you go into these homes and every bathroom looks the same, right? Every bathroom fits with each other, meaning that, you know, they all look style-wise quite the same. But everyone has different details to it. And then, like I said, he added this nice green area here out the side, so it really gives you some nice scenery.
Yeah, I feel like this is more like resort style living, and you have your privacy in every room, but I'm okay with a room like this because right back of Rudy, I love this linear picture window here. This is just gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's
isn't
not
it?
your standard window.
Yeah. And then Rudy, if you want to take a look in the bathroom here, you'll see, I mean, just really beautiful details. You've got a walk-in closet, quartzite countertops again, and then you can see in every room, you'll see as we walk in, he's got these really cool tile backsplashes that are really unique. Great cabinetry.
And who was the manufacturer for the cabinets?
That I don't know. I'll get that name for you though.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. So most of the materials were picked out here from Vegas, or they were shipped here to Vegas?
Some of it was picked out here in Vegas. Some of it has been shipped from, so like that rake stone that you saw out front, that was actually imported from overseas.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the attention and detail on this. We have the skylight, but if you take a look at this tile, look at the transition on this tile. I think this is what people don't see right here. You got to get a good shot of this, Rudy. This is unbelievable. So if you take a look at this soapbox, as you can see how it transitions and it fades right out into it. I mean, look at that. I think that's the best tile I've ever seen.
Rut Cabinetry is the brand.
Okay. And that's throughout the house?
All throughout the house, yep.
Okay.
Yep, same company.
And I love the fact that we have a pocket door versus a swinging door, because you know how that takes up a lot of room?
Yep.
And it definitely matches the style. Also, there's no casings around the door. It's just super clean, straight edge cornering.
Yep.
Love it.
Linear V, the linears all through here. You got the built-in speakers. So.
Okay. What else do we have here?
Let's head down this way. So you've got, like I said, you've got the additional bedrooms. And again, I like this because it helps maintain the privacy from the primary bedroom. So if you have guests stay in here, you know, they've got kind of their own space over on this side. And they can even come through the side gate if necessary, if they're, you know, coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I really like the way that they've got it set up.
So we have a nice 8-foot slide. How tall are the ceilings here?
10 in here. So
10 in there?
Yeah, 10 in the rooms, 14 in the main rooms.
Okay. I love this window here.
Yeah.
The bathroom here, I see we have a transition into tile, 0 threshold, which is really nice. You want to explain what's going on in this bathroom here?
So same thing, you know, like I said, every room has, it all fits and matches with each other, but every room has its own style to it. So this room, with the tile that he used, because this was going to be the daughter's room originally, so it's got a little bit of a pinkness to it, to give it a little bit more feminine feel here in this room.
But you still get that modern feel too.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Well,
Yep,
so
very modern niche room.
It doesn't take away
No.
at all. But I love the 0 threshold. Really nice.
And even with all the different materials, believe it or not, it doesn't feel too busy.
No.
That's the other thing.
So, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have?
So let's go down and I'll show you the primary.
All right.
So we've got 2 more bedrooms on this side.
Okay.
And then we'll take a look in the primary.
Oh, another thing that's interesting is actually the lights above here. There were pocket lights or puck lights throughout, but these are a little bit unique, which is, I think it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, just add a little design pop in here.
I didn't notice that until it came out. Okay, cool.
So he still got the recessed light in here, and then he did the same thing in the hall.
Yeah.
Got the little drop downs there. Then you've got a powder room here just off the main walkway. And then this is your primary.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
So again, you got, you know, the sliders that open up. So if you want to step right out and jump in the pool, you're really close. The other thing is the way that they position this. It's funny because a lot of people, when they first walk into these homes, they think, well, why don't you have the bed facing this way, directly at the strip? The reality is once you start to live in a home like this with strip views, the strip can actually become very distracting at night. So you don't want to be staring directly at it. So a lot of times the way the architects will design these homes, and you'll see the way this one's designed with the bed and everything, it's directed out towards the mountains. So you can pick up those mountain Red Rock views and Mount Charleston views, really, and then the sunsets here in the evening are incredible, man.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
I've always thought you should be facing the strip.
Yeah, you want to be looking at it? Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm going to steal that one.
I learned that from a couple clients. They're like, no, Darren, trust us. We move the bed around, or they got drop shades. They're like, at first, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's great when you're having events, but when you're trying to go to bed and all those lights are coming in, it's not really what you want. So, Again, and a nice size primary, I think,
Yeah.
which is really important to point out. You know, the one thing I've noticed over the years as homes are being built, it seems like some of the secondary and even the main bedroom are shrinking.
Yeah.
And so he did a really nice size room here. You've still got the little sitting area over here. And then you got pocket doors here. And then, again, I mean, this bathroom really has that spa feel to it. You feel like you're at a top-end resort. You've got the sliding patio door that opens up and goes out to an outdoor shower there. So it's really convenient if you're coming in from the pool. You could rinse off a little bit, step into the wet room there, dry off, and then be able to come in and change. Or if you just want to get crazy and go outside and take a shower, then you can do that.
What I like about this bathroom is with the angle of the wall, how they designed it. It's not that large of a walk-in shower, but the way it's designed with this bench seat here.
Yep.
And they didn't take the bench seat all the way to the glass.
Yeah.
You still have this room, and it's just the way it's designed. Even if we take a look at this waterfall here,
Yeah.
they brought this waterfall all the way across and had this window that was just built around it. It just folds through.
Yeah.
I like it, and it's just really open. Zero threshold again. And I like the fact that you're bringing in a lot of light. You can take a shower and also go outside. Another thing that I've seen about this that I really do like, and this is my pet peeve, transitions from the primary into the bathroom. We have a zero threshold because this is the problem that I always see with custom home builds. And I want to show you this. We have, let's just say, a piece of wood, whatever it is, it's 1/8, and you may have 3/4 here. And what happens is it's not flush. And you have to transition that, and they put this little plank here.
Yeah.
Which it looks ugly on a custom home, which is, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But obviously this was thought out. This is probably a 1/4 inch, and this is also a 1/4 inch, and that's the reason why this this transition is very smooth like this. And I don't know, for me, those are the kind of things that I pick up on. So.
Yeah. Yep. So little attention to detail in these customs that sets apart, really when you look at like a high-end custom and how they're built. You got 2 water closets here, which are obviously really important and especially a need in every new home nowadays. And then you've got this incredible primary closet. So this is
this is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Because when you open that little cabinet up, I was like, okay, maybe it's a little short, but no.
It's like your own retail store in here, man.
Yes.
You've got a nice little sitting area here. So, if you get tired trying on clothes, you've got a little area that you can rest. But I'll show you where that hamper is. So this is the hamper here that actually goes into the laundry room that we looked at earlier.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's really nice to put their stuff in there and then just pull it out on the other side. So.
I think this is such a great design because like I said, imagine if you put a door here, you just lost all this.
Yep.
And I think this is just perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, tons of, and this is, the one thing I point out about this house is it hits all the sweet spots for up here. So in showing homes, the one thing that I've learned, all the important factors that people are looking for, one is a nice sized primary bedroom, right? And the closet has to be a main feature of that. And so this closet can easily accommodate what most are looking for. The really large open and great room, the natural lighting, and then of course the incredible views. So it really hits all the sweet spots up here.
Let's go finish up in the backyard because that's where the $1 million shot is.
Yeah, let's take a walk out there. So you've got a nice little grass area here for the dogs or whatever. And then again, like I said, you could carry it down the side there. But this is what people buy in Ascaya for.
Okay.
Is for the views.
Now, do people worry about like privacy up here?
They do. But, the one thing is the way that most of these houses are designed, if you're sitting down there, even though it feels like you could be looking right into this backyard, you really can't. It usually sets up high enough that you can't see directly into the backyard. Also, what a lot of people do is along this back area here, and you can see they've added some shrubs, but I've had some clients, they've added these taller shrubs all the way through. So they're just high enough that looking up, you can't see in, but low enough that when you're on this side, you can still see out and not miss any of the views.
Okay.
So.
And what are the HOAs over here?
HOA is at $687 a month. Again, that's all inclusive. So that means all access to the clubhouse. They've got a full-time general manager, food and beverage manager, cook. They are now providing food service as well, which Ascaya didn't in the beginning. But they now have 5 days a week of food service. I believe breakfast and lunch, and dinner a few days a week as well. So, yeah. And the clubhouse is unbelievable. 25,000 square feet. They spent just over $25 million on that. and again, exclusively for the residents. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are actually interested in this property, obviously it is for sale. The question is, for how much?
6.9 million.
6.9 million. So what's the average going around
That's
this
about
neighborhood?
average. You know, so one thing that's really cool about Ascaya is it's been one of the few communities that's been able to maintain $1,000 plus per square foot, which may not sound great for the buyers, but they've held their value up here. So it is great for the buyers because even when they purchase at that price, these homes are still selling at anywhere between $1,000 to $1,200 a square foot on any given day. So
there's one question I forgot to ask you.
Yep.
A lot of these homes now are starting to transition to like the smart home technology. What kind of systems do they have in this house here?
So that's the other thing is when you see a lot of these homes built nowadays, what they're doing is they're pre-wiring and have everything set, because just like iPhone and Samsung, people have become so picky about their technology.
Yeah.
So everything used to be Crestron, right, in the older homes. Nowadays, a lot of these are just pre-wiring them and then telling the buyers, hey, look, you let me know what system you want, whether it's Control 4 or Crestron or whatever that is, and then we can always add it in. But it's already pre-wired to easily accommodate it.
I think that's actually a good point, because it seems like this industry is constantly changing with the smart home technology.
Yep.
And yeah, if you're going to build a custom home, just make sure to pre-wire everything.
Well,
that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
And again, on the smart homes, man, it's just like iPhones, right? Like, you've always got the newer and better version coming out, and you've always got to update the technology.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed. A lot of these houses, man, I see everybody now, they're running off of like, they have one central system. They'll use like the Apple Home app, and then they can pull all of their, whether it's Nest, the program for the pools, whatever it is, they pull it all into that one app, and then they can operate everything out of that one app.
Cool.
So,
well, I just want to say I do appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
So if you guys are actually interested in this property, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a link in the description for the full details. So if you guys are interested, and also with my man here, if you guys want to reach on out to him, I will have that contact information below. Other than that, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Chakits. Peace.
Thank you.